Mac recently retired from the U.S. Army with 30 years of honorable service. 26 of those years were in Special Forces. He was born and raised in Memphis. His father is a retired Memphis police captain. Mac has been married for 32 years, and his wife, Mary, raised 4 sons, one of whom is a Memphis firefighter and another is a Bartlett police officer. The McKee family has a long history of service. Mac's great-grandfather served in War I and was wounded in the Battle of Belleau Wood. A great-uncle landed on the beaches at Normandy and died while serving in France in World War II. An uncle and cousin are among the heroes whose names are inscribed on the Vietnam War Memorial Wall. Sergeant McKee has served 6 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan since 9/11. He has over 400 military parachute jumps in his career. And his awards include the Combat Infantry Badge, the Bronze Star, and the Purple Heart. Please help me welcome Master Sergeant Mac McKee.
The muffled drums' sad roll has beat, the soldier's last tattoo. No more on life's parade shall meet the brave and fallen few. On fame's eternal camping ground, their silent tents are spread, and glory guards with solemn round the bivouac of the dead. Good morning, fellow veterans and their families, distinguished guests and fellow patriotic Americans. And I must recognize my beloved Gold Star mothers and their families who are here with us today. Thank you for joining me this Memorial Day, and welcome to a winter day in Iraq and Afghanistan. I began this morning by reading the first stanza of a poem entitled "The Bivouac of the Dead," written in 1850 by Theodore O'Hara, who was working at the Frankfurt Military Cemetery after his return from the Mexican-American War. Portions of his poem appear on many military monuments, including the one at Frankfurt Cemetery and at Arlington National Cemetery. The stanza I read to you is inscribed on the McClellan Gate at the Arlington National Cemetery. We are here together on this Memorial Day, on this hallowed ground, this bivouac of the dead, to show our respect, give thanks for, and remember and honor those that died in the armed forces of our nation. They were called Marines, soldiers, sailors, airmen, coasties, waves, and WACs. They came from many different cities and towns and from many different backgrounds. The roll call of names on the stone markers is a potpourri of the melting pot of our great country. Angelini, Hoffman, Jones, Lee, Wu, Brown, McDonald, Ferguson, Robinson, Luce, Summers, Granado, New, Lowenstein, Lopez, Martinez, Tatum, and Morrell. They served, fought, and died in many different places. Some of these places were so remote and obscure, they have been lost and forgotten by all except those that were there. Some are immortalized and will never be forgotten. Belleau Woods, Chateau Thierry, Ardennes, Pearl Harbor, Anzio, Midway, Okinawa, Iwo Jima, Tarawa, Omaha Beach, Pointe du Hoc, Bastogne, Chosin Reservoir, LZ X-Ray, Hue City, Khe Sanh, Mogadishu, Kuwait City, Baghdad, Fallujah, Samarra, Tora Bora, Wardak, and Kandahar. But all of these brave Americans had one thing in common. They swore an oath to protect and defend the same Constitution we have today. They served for family and friends back home. They served for God and country, and because it was the right thing to do. They served and died to preserve the freedoms and liberties we all enjoy today. And for that, we are eternally grateful. I was privileged to know and serve with such men. I was angered and distraught when they died. I was saddened to carry their lifeless bodies from the battlefield, and I was honored to carry their flag-draped caskets onto the plane that would take them home. But I was much more proud to have known them and shared part of their glorious lives. Memorial Day is a special day, distinctly different in its reverence from other days set aside to honor our military. For Memorial Day honors those that have died in the service of this nation. And for that reason, it holds a special place in the hearts and minds of many of us. I have served with men facing death. We all shared a common desire and request in the event we should be called to give our all. That people would not forget our service and our sacrifice for our country. It is only fitting and the least we can do to continue to gather together each Memorial Day to remember and honor that humble request. While I never get angry or annoyed when some well-meaning person wishes me a happy Memorial Day or thanks me for my service on Memorial Day, I humbly request that they find a Gold Star mother or a family member and thank them for their great sacrifice, because for them, every day is Memorial Day. Speaking to my fellow veterans, which I see many of, while our duty to our country in uniform may be over, our duty to honor and remember those that have gone before us will never end and must never end. Thank you for joining me and joining us for this Memorial Day service. Let us always remember to never forget. God bless you and yours. God bless the memories of our fallen heroes. And may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.